Tim Brunel, skipped by Bo Baking, wins the import race in Itajai, a regatta that looks much more like a lottery than a real yacht race.
I just kept pushing and kept fighting, and then on the last leg we saw some pressure on the left. So we split from the leaders, and that worked out for us well.
After watching the 6 boats drift in super light conditions for nearly an hour, the race committee decides to send the fleet into the open seas by shortening the opening import lap.
I think it's going to be really tricky right from the start. We're going to have some quite light weather and shifty winds.
The stage to Newport starts in very light conditions, and the excitement does not come from the performance of the team, but more from the personalities who have the honor to actually sail on board the Volvo 65. Discovered in a beauty contest at the age of 13, the supermodel and star of the Brazilian TV Helene Jabbour is the guest of honor on board the female crew of Team SCA. The start is rather boring to follow, and the highlight of this Brazilian stopover will be remembered for the ongoing parties and the atmosphere ashore with the public who flooded the race village. This leg to Newport is very much like a coastal leg with some good offshore options to consider. After leaving Itajai, the weather will be variable, and the strategy will alternate between using the land breeze and offshore trade winds.
I think we'll see everybody sailing on starboard tack probably till the end of the daylight, and then at some point we all have to get on port tack. It should probably be a long port tack out offshore.
Once in the southerly trades, performance will be key before another doldrums passage and the final equator crossing for this edition of the Volvo Ocean Race. The race arrives in the great sailing city of Newport for the first time ever. The second round of what has become the sailing match of the year for the Super Maxis was decided at Voiles de St Barth over the weekend, as Rambler 88 versus Comanche took center stage under the glorious Caribbean sun.
Really the highest tech boats of their kind that have been built in the last bunch of years. So, we just got to let it rip for the next few days and hopefully not break anything, and just see how these boats match up, because we're going to be racing against each other a lot over the course of the year. Transatlantic race, Fastnet race, Middle Sea race. So this is kind of the prelude to a lot more good fun racing to go.
And great racing it was for these power machines, while pure speed was clearly the realm of the Comanches, always in first. Corrected time rating instead clearly favoured George David Ramblers, who also always kept a narrow gap to win 3 of the 4 regattas. Then wedging in on the overall podium, Bellamente and Lucky snatched the 2nd and 3rd places. After the win at the Caribbean 600 just weeks before, Rambler is now 2-zip over Comanches. Yet, Jim and Christy Clark did prove that their new red boat is indeed faster on pure boat speed, nailing the new Manhal record on the 43 nautical miles drag race. Record that in the multi-hulls, as expected, went to the unchallenged MOD 70 Fadeo 3 owned by Lloyd Thornburg. Steady breezes welcomed the other 70 crews competing on a mixed course in 8 different classes. A number of sailing legends from all the oceans also converged to St Barth for this 6th edition of Les Voiles. Veterans like Gavin Brady, Brad Butterworth, Mark Gilmott, Cam Lewis, Paul Larson, Peter Holberg, and even the game master himself, Loic Perron, who got to play guest on some of the world's top boats. I had the chance of doing the first edition, so I came back to see if all is well. And it's obviously getting better and better in a paradise like St Barth, and with more high-performance boats year after year at a high level.